However, it is time for surprise number 2.
What is up, y'all? So it is, well, I've already completed the work, but I wanted to show you all the fencing completion before the new things all start getting here. We're gonna have a pretty wild weekend because we're getting the horse and the other things that we can't tell you what it is just yet, because it's gonna be a surprise for everybody. I've absolutely loved reading your all's guesses in the comments. Y'all are hilarious. It's really funny. And some of you all have got it. A lot of you gotten it wrong. A lot of you are all around it. But there's some things that it's like a complexity of things, right? So you might be like thinking one specific item, but you're not thinking out of the box for multiple items. That's all I'm gonna give you. All right, let's look at this fence. All right, I have put up 2 strands. This last area is the gate with the gate holder, so I can take that down and get my horse trailer in there to back up in. They're around this big tree. This tree is not a walnut tree. That's the walnut tree, which is outside the fence by the pool. So this is gonna be for shade. It's a huge tree and produces all kinds of good shade. The last video y'all saw was like basically at noon, so it was a lot of sun. Only in that brief moment does this kind of just narrow down to right there, but it'll be plenty. Got the watering container set up. Might need to get a bigger one, but it's a 50-gallon for now. And as you can see, it goes all the way up there and around. So for power, now these are our Premier One Intel Shock 60s that I have on here. Yes, these came with the netting fence, but the one thing to remember is it's a solar power, right? Like that's it. It can connect with other things. It's not made just for that Premier One netting. You can use it for other things. So I've got these 2 hooked up. They're off right now because I'm just letting them get good and charged because they were in the garage since we didn't need them. But I put one on, tested it, and I have over 8,000 hit just with one. But I'm playing on the safe side since these are a little bit older. I want to make sure that I have double the protection. So I went ahead and got another 60 to give us 2 connected to this to give us full power. And I actually did this too. So these are called row connectors to allow you to connect double strands. However, I ran this as one solid row. So when we got down there, I just looped it down and then went back and started doing my bottom half. So I actually have one constant strand. So it's not 100% necessary. However, for precaution and safety, I put this one up here so I have my positive connected to this one for the top line and this one connected to the bottom line. And it's a pulsing sensation, so I got double pulse. And the reason double pulse is really good is because no, there's not really a time when they're gonna snap in there and get it when it's not shocking. However, having that double pulse gives you a little bit less room for error. So I don't know, it's overkill, don't get me wrong. However, it gives me a sense of security and it gives a good zap for anything that tests it. So that'll help us for anything out and in to keep everything safe and happy. But I love it. I love our setup. It's huge. Once we get going, we'll make more pastures out of this. So this is not the only place, sorry, a vehicle without a muffler. This is not the only place that they're gonna be, but it's gonna be one of the primary spots. Ideally, what we'll do is we'll probably cut this in half because it is about, I'd say about 4.5, 5 acres that we fenced off. They don't need access to that all the time, the full amount. So we do wanna do some rotational grazing, making sure that the land is healing. So, but for now, that's gonna be the primary area. The other spot we're gonna be doing is over here where our dogs are. So this spot shoots all the way down here so you can see where the line cuts there. So it gets over there, which we have a little creek there, which will be a good watering source, plenty of shade. It goes this way and then all the way down the house for probably 2.5, 3 acres. I would say that's total over here. So we are gonna have this pasture as well to split them up. Our dogs are great with any livestock farm animals, so there won't be any issues there as well. And lastly, on where is everything going? The miniature horse will be up in the barn with all of the petting zoo. I think we mentioned that in the last one, but I want to just verify that that's where the miniature horse is going. And we'll feed it by itself so they're not competing for food, but gonna be a perfect spot. It's part of the petting zoo and it's gonna be great. Yeah, we just had a massive storm roll through and I think we're gonna get a little bit more. Thankfully it was not a big deal. It wasn't too much of an issue like with wind and such, but it was rain we needed and we are harvesting so many zucchini and squash. It's insane. I love it. It's finally time, finally harvest time. But this like every other day storm we're getting is making things pop so big. Like y'all saw us harvest off this plant, the peppers that we did. And I mean, they're just gonna be running out of our ears and I couldn't be more happy. Look at them banana peppers down there. And a quick update over here. So these are the giant pumpkins from Hoss Tools. And look at the size of this thing already. It's like basically already the size of a pumpkin you would get. And we have a bunch of them off these 3 plants. There's another one right here. And I'm really excited about them. They're really cool. Oh, I see some patty pans over here. Look at that. You need to get those harvested. They look ready. So here is what I'm starting to see the verdict of our pumpkin patch area. I had a little leftover compost, a little leftover amended soil, and I was just kind of dumping them in some of the spots. Well, right there where you can obviously tell we have massive growth is where my one tractor scoop went. And those are doing great. What I'm now seeing is the soil back this way isn't the greatest for growing because a lot of the plants are not moving at the pace that everything else is. So that inclines me that we don't have a whole lot of nutrients pumping in there. Nothing's dying, we're just not getting the growth. So that means for me, we really need to start working on some fertilizer, organic fertilizer, and then also next year making sure that we have some compost in it. However, we're starting to think of our plans a little differently and thinking that that might be more pasture next year. And all of this, all the way down to the tree line, will be our permanent garden area. I like that idea. I like having the garden here because we're really starting to think about more permanency as this growing season has begun. Everything as we get down here is doing better than everything that way. So we can tell that the soil is a little bit better down this side. It's just thoughts that we've noticed. And you know what's crazy? We've been here like 8 months, 9 months, something like that. What is it? 9 months. We've been here 9 months. And we've made so much progress restoring this 80-year-old farm. And I love it. It's been such a good learning year. We've came such a long way. And I think starting in fall is when we'll start working on more permanent gardening and more pastures. Exciting things that are coming down the line, but man, this weekend's going to be nuts. And now it's raining again. I'll take it, y'all. This time of year, getting a good rain like this, that's few and far between. Take us all day sitting on the porch watching this beauty. Look at that garden over here. Dang, Jen, you got a garden.
Y'all see why I love the Mexican sunflower so much? Made Jen a bouquet today. With a zinnia or 2 in it. But aren't they pretty?
Jen's taking Raylan to gymnastics and forgot her keys. Just random, just a tad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have fun. Okay, back. So I would also like to note that I finally got something out of the garage. The dehydrator. So we have, what is it, I think it's 4 or 5 tray Excalibur, which we did some reviews in the past on this guy. We bought like a really cheap one off Amazon that did a great job. and it did like equal as the job with the Excalibur. It just got left back at home. So if you're looking into dehydrators, I wouldn't go all out at first. Try maybe one of the cheaper ones to see how it works for you, because it worked fine for us. I think the big thing that it does better for is if you're trying to dehydrate meat, like for beef jerky and such. I think that's when it really steps up. But if you're going to stick with veggies, herbs, things like that, even the cheap ones do fine, same amount of time. All right, y'all. So today was getting everything ready. So we have a lot of, this weekend is jam-packed. And it's July 4th weekend. We have July 4th stuff going on. You know, America. But we are getting the miniature horse. Actually, while you're watching this, it will be home. So we'll try to get that video ready and like pop it out right next. But, you know, be patient with us. It's going to be a crazy weekend, because then Sunday, we're getting that other thing. And so it's just a whole lot of stuff going on, but we are ready. Yep. So our farm is ready to rock and roll for them to get here, and that's the only thing that's standing in the way. However, it is time for surprise number 2 to be delivered to you all. So yesterday you found out about the miniature, or the last video, you found out about the miniature horse.
It was going in the barn.
Yes, I did mention that. I showed everything where
this surprise has nothing to do with the fencing or whatever you see.
Has nothing to do with that.
Totally
nothing even to do with our farm. Just has something to do with us. But it's a really exciting stuff. So break it to them, babe.
So we had to be really picky and choosy this year on trips that we're taking, on meetups that we're gonna do, because 1, we just moved here. 2, we have to make sure that all of our animals are settled and we don't have family besides Jed nearby. They can take care of them.
And
3,
he works weekends, so it makes it tricky.
Yeah, 3, because we're trying really hard to get involved in our community here, and that doesn't involve a lot of outside traveling because we really want to make a home here. And 4, what was it for? Oh, because of Raylan's cheerleading.
Yes,
because we are going to be taking a lot of trips with that, so we have to plan around those and make sure that we don't overdo it and overextend our health that we do have.
Right. So 2019 was a huge year for us.
Yep.
It like kickstarted our YouTube career. It kickstarted us getting to know so many of you all because we went to so many events.
Yeah. And a lot of you have asked if we're going to HOA. We're not.
We are not.
Just can't this year. We had planned to go to the Heartland Homesteaders picnic, but we just can't do it because of Raylan's cheerleading, and it falls in a very busy time of the year, and it just didn't work out, which we're really sad about.
Because we love everyone at the Heartland Homesteaders picnic. If you have been thinking about it, still go. Yeah. It's awesome. We donated, even if you can't, maybe donate something to them.
Yes.
We'll link them down below in the description.
So basically the one and only week that we were able to travel, because you know we postponed our vacation, we got asked to speak and be involved in an event. It is called the Appalachian Fair. It's in Gray, Tennessee. The whole week fair is August 23rd through the 28th. We are going to be there the 27th and the 28th.
Which is Friday and Saturday.
Yes, and then leave on the 29th. We are so excited.
We're so pumped.
We have never been asked to be a part of something big.
Right. We've always just went and visited. And, you know, we've always felt that as if we could provide to events, but it was okay. We've never been asked, you know, building steps, right? Well, we got reached out by one Stivers, which, thank you.
Thank you for noticing.
Right. And it meant so much to us to be asked. And, you know, when we talked on the phone, she was like, man, it's crazy that you all even responded. And we're happy you asked. We are excited about doing this. First off, you all know how much we love Appalachia. It is our place. It is our home. It's why we moved where we moved to. We feel close to these people. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. That's just how it kind of rolls with Appalachian. But anyways, we are going to be there the 27th and the 28th, Friday and Saturday. We will have speaking engagements, but we'll also just be around and doing different stuff. A lot of the things are going to be figured out on exactly what our involvement will be, because it could be a lot or a little. But we will be there, and we want to see you there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have asked because they want to meet us. This is the chance. This is honestly the one and only chance for us to be at an event this year. So if you want to go, it's Gray, Tennessee. They have a Facebook site, which I don't know if by the time you see this, if they'll announce about us being there or not, but they will. So go to Appalachian Fair. That's all it is on there. And right there on their banner, it'll say Gray, Tennessee, and you'll know you're in the right place. like their page, and then be watching for updates, because then it'll give more details about what we'll be doing there.
And there's an official website too, AppalachianFair.com.
Yeah, and it's not just a little county fair. This is a big deal. Over 30,000 people like their Facebook page. So it's going to be a really fun event. And they got a lot of awesome people coming, a lot of people that you enjoy just besides us. And we really hope to see all of you there.
It's a really beautiful family event. It's agriculture-based, farmer-based, Appalachian-based. There will be plenty of speakers, plenty of things to do. There's concerts. They range from country concerts to Christian concerts. There's rides for the kids. There's all kinds of shows, pageants, things you can vote on. You know, it's your typical fair, but on a really big scale. Yeah. And we're really, really excited.
We are really excited.
Also nervous.
Oh, yeah, very nervous. We haven't nailed down what our speaking topics are going to be, but we are centering.
If you have suggestions, throw them in the comments.
Yeah, throw them down.
We have like a huge range of topics and ideas, but we need to narrow it down.
Yeah, some of the things that are popping on our minds are how to be sustainable on small scale farming, right? So, because that's kind of what we're doing. You know, now we've upgraded a little bit, but not
still small scale. It's not commercial.
Right. Not thinking commercial farming, think sustainability farming, and also how to make that side income farming. You know, with YouTube and different stuff like that. Yeah. So let us know. Let us know your thoughts on that. What would, if you came to see us speak, what would you like to hear from us?
And please do come to see us, because this is big. We've had a long 2 years of no events, not getting to meet any of you all in person, not getting to fellowship and do all that. So this is really important to us. And we really hope that if you can come, you can come, and we can just see your pretty faces and hug you and get to know so many of you. Yeah,
and I want to say this because I know, like, if I'm watching what we're saying, that you might be thinking, like, we don't hide behind walls at events.
We
like,
don't have bodyguards.
No, we're out there with you, and you know we will talk as long as you want to talk to us, and that's our thing at events. Like, we are right there just chit chatting with folks like it is. Yeah. So I want you to know that if you're like on the fence about Kevin, like, we're gonna be out there talking to y'all and hanging out. But y'all, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. You got to see the final setup. Well, the final setup before we get them. There's still plenty more to do once we do have the new things here. But other than that, the next video you're going to see a horse. The next video you're going to see the other 4 animals, and it is just going to be a wild ride.
You said the number.
Oh, I told him that was the last hint. Was how many? It was 4. Because I told them they were all around it, but they got to get a little creative on what the 4 are. All right, y'all. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to down below.
We love you.
Until the next one, and see you in Gray, Tennessee.
Yes.